Hello, welcome to Boardgames with Niramas. I'm Joseph. I'm here with Drako, and we are going to talk today a little bit about Essen Spiel and some games that are being released over there. This is the largest Spiel fair in the world, happening tomorrow. It opens tomorrow. Sadly, though, we are at home. Really wish we would have been there. Would have been great. We were there 2 years ago. Last year wasn't anything, of course, because of the pandemic. And 2 years ago we had a blast. And this year I was hesitant. Like, I've been going back and forth during the summer here, thinking about should I go, should I not go? And I decided to not go in the end. I'm still being a bit cautious, avoiding crowds and big groups of people and so on. But it's a bit sad. So here the evening before the messe begins tomorrow, we thought it's a good idea to sit down and at least have a little bit of a, chat from home with everyone watching and talk a bit about some cool games that we have been checking out here on this Spiel preview. So it's going to be relaxed, shorter stream here. I'm just going to talk a bit about some games. As you can see here, I have the Board Game Geek preview list up here. And I am going to have that as a base of sort of to work from. Now, I am sorting these. You can sort these in different ways. I have sorted these from, I'm only looking at the English releases, English titles. There are a bunch of Germans, of course, and different languages and so on, but I'm keeping to the English here. Also, I am sorting them by thumbs up, by sort of hotness. I've been looking through them in different ways earlier on here to prepare for this, but you can do that in different ways. Now, I am pretty much mainstream, right? I usually like the games that a lot of people like, so I mean, why not do it in the hotness order? And if you're watching and you are over there, maybe you're in the hotel. I guess you wouldn't be watching this, though. You'd probably be playing games. But if you are over there, maybe you just landed with your flight or whatever, and you're excited to go to the messe tomorrow. Maybe it could be a fun idea to just hang out here in the live chat and talk a little bit about some games here. I am trying to set up my. Let's see. I want to make sure that I have my live chat working. I have a bit of a cold as well, so sorry if my voice is cracking up sometimes. Let's see, I'm just making sure that it should be working. I haven't streamed in a while. I haven't made any videos in a while as well. Again, there's been a lot of other stuff going on, and I got stuck with some other stuff. But I have a bunch of plans, of course, as usual, for games that I'm going to film and so on. We'll see when I get going. All right, well, let's start with this stream here. So we have, first of all, up here we have the Bitoku, I don't know. This one I haven't really looked that much into. This is a, what should I say? This is, well, as they say here, it's like set collection worker placement with dice workers. It's one of those dice worker placement games, which is usually something I do like. Kind of like the idea of using dice. I'm not really sure on this one here. I haven't looked into this one that much. It's on the top of the hotness list, but and it's from Devir, yeah. I can't really say, it's pretty heavy though. 331. Can't say that much about it, so I'm just gonna move on to games that I have been. Okay, why can't I? What just happened here? Did my web browser got stuck somehow? That is weird. Let me do this. Okay, it opened a new window. That's why. Okay, so it always does that. Huh. I wasn't prepared for that. Alright, it doesn't matter. Next one here, though. The Cena 1347 from Delicious Games. Now, they did, Underwater Cities, I guess is the main one that I really enjoy. That was 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, maybe. And then the Praga Cup with Regni I wasn't a huge fan of. Let's see what I think about this one here. Now, this is a heavier game. Like, again, 373. This is a heavier game, and there's not much information about it. It's just one image here. It looks really eerie, obviously. I would assume that this is has a lot of moving pieces and so on. I'm not sure if this is something for me. I tend to go for the lighter games these days, and I kind of gotten more and more into that. Well, not light, but like medium-ish euros. So I'm not sure if this would be something for me here. It's like grid movement. I mean, income module board sounds pretty good. Medieval economic game is of course interesting. If you like those little heavier euros, this might be something you want to check out. Really good, of course. You know, history with this company and Vladimir Suchi and another designer here that I'm not familiar with. All right, let's. I don't have a easy way to do this, obviously. So let's hit it over here. Here's something I'm really excited for. This is something I would have gone, you know, straight for getting a copy of over there tomorrow or today. Actually, I would have been there with the as the media, and that's something I'm really missing today here, because what you can do on Wednesday before the actual sort of messes start for the public, when you're sort of a media person, is you can go to the sort of preview the showroom where they put up all the games, and I usually live stream from there. I've done that before. It's been really fun. So that's something I was thinking today. I should have been there. I should have been there. But anyway, Lost Ruins of Arnak, the Expedition Leaders expansion. This is something I really would have gone straight for. I really like Lost Ruins of Arnak. I think it's the best game I've, you know, in my taste, the best game that's been released in the last 2 years or whatever. Basically, like it wasn't on my 2020. I think I hadn't played it when I did my top 10 games of 2020. I think I played it this year. I think it was like in January, February or something this year. I played it for the first time, but it's so good. Such a good combination of like great artwork, great components, fun gameplay, and you have the mix of like deck building, hand management, and then combined with the worker placement. It's so good. So an expansion here, and this expansion is interesting. This adds basically different factions or like different specialities as you can be playing. So you're not always having the same start and the same, like what they call it leader abilities is what they call it. It's asymmetry. So basically, from what I understand, there's six unique leaders, and I would assume that like one of them might be better in some way or get some bonus if they do the research and go up the research track. There's probably one that is good at exploring, beating the like overcoming the guardians is probably one thing. I don't know, 6 things. Buying cards? I don't know. Maybe we can bring extra equipment. So here we have them. And I can't really tell just by looking at them what they are. But anyway. Well, this is also cool. New pieces. So like new places to explore. I think new guardians. New items and artifacts. So, you know, that's going to be nice as well. And this is also something new here. You have 2 of these staffs, sort of. That's not in the base game. You have 1 that controls like the. So here you have a fear card in the middle. That's interesting, huh? Yeah. So there's a lot of cool stuff with this one here. I hope I can get my hands on this fairly soon. Anyway, of course, it's a huge release, and you know, from Czech Games Edition. I think this is probably gonna be in Sweden fairly soon. So I can get a copy and make a video and so on, because this is something I really look forward to. I've also tried. I played a little bit of the solo. There's like a solo campaign where they released during the spring, like a few months ago. They released like 2 different scenarios basically that you can play sort of online, or you just go to a website and then you play, and then the website will instruct you using the components of the actual base game. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. I was planning to do a solo playthrough of the whole thing, but you know, summer and all that, I haven't really been that active. So yeah, but I can really recommend it. If you haven't played Lost Ruins of Arnak at all, and you enjoy these like mid-heavy Euro style games with deck building and all that, you should really get into this one. All right, let's move on over to the Golem. So Golem is it's interesting because this cover is really not. It doesn't really look like a typical Euro. game. I think it is in many ways. The gameplay seems to very standard Euro-ish in some ways. Like what you're doing basically is, well, let me get some pictures up here. So the theme is like you have some kind of Jewish mythology, which sounds cool, with the golem, and yeah, you're moving stuff around like little colored pieces and different tracks. And let me go back to the. It looks very Euro. So it says action drafting, dice rolling, income set collection, variable player powers, and variable setup. I mean, engine building game. It's Simone Luciani, famous for a bunch of these good games. As they say here, Grand Austria Hotel, Lorenzo Il Magnifico. I can think of a few more as well. There's a bunch of good games there. Let me see. I'm just gonna quickly, before we go to the next one here, I'm just gonna make sure that I have some. I'm not as professional as I used to be with my stream settings. So I think everything is looking good here. Let me know if there's any issues with the sound or with the stream, and I'll try to fix it on the go here. It looks to be okay. All right, so yeah, so Golem here. What was I? Where was I? Yeah, they go through this like 4 rounds, 7 phases. Sounds very structured. Like you can work, you can obtain clay to create new golems. But it's pretty cool. Like you have like spells. I mean, the theme is what really got me interested here, because it's a bit of a different theme. You know, a lot of times it is like trading in the Mediterranean, or you know, getting stuff to convert to other stuff to get points. This was interesting. I am going to skip a few here that I haven't really looked into too much. I am gonna go for the ones that I've been really like focused on. So It's a Wonderful Kingdom. Now it's interesting because It's a Wonderful World came out a few years ago, and it was one of those games that I just missed. Like I never got to play it, and I never picked it up because there's too many games, obviously, as usual. But this is the follow-up. It's Wonderful Kingdoms. This is a 2-player game, or 1 to 2. And in the Wonderful World, it's like a draft. So it's like you just pass card between the players. I think you can be 4 players. In this one here, instead you have like I cut you choose mechanism, which I always find interesting. I haven't really played that many games that have it, to be honest. I always find it interesting when people talk about it. I read about it or something. It's like, so basically it says here like you pick cards from your hand and place them into 2 different piles, and then at the end of that phase, one player is going to get one of those piles, and the other player is going to get the other one. So you got to balance where you place your cards, so you don't make one of those piles too strong, because then interesting. Yeah, I think there's some bluffing in here as well, because your opponent doesn't know what card you place where, so you might be able to bluff a little bit there as well. And this just looks amazing. I just think the artwork and everything on this game, especially as well as the other one here, It's a Wonderful World, just looks nice. And it's a bit of like civilizational theme. It's not that strong theme in the game. I would say it's just a card game, but yeah, interesting. I will try to get hold of this one as well once I can. And let's keep moving on here with the Great Western Trail is getting a 2nd edition. I really enjoy Great Western Trail. It's one of those, I'm not sure if it's top 20 for me anymore, but somewhere there, like top 30 game of all time. 2nd edition, though, it brings some new things. Like it's small changes. I don't like the artwork change here on the box, but I don't think that matters too much. I mean, the tiles got some artwork upgrade as well, a little bit different touch to them. But I don't know if I need this. Like, I don't know if this is something I need. Like, I do. Well, you don't need any games, but I do really like that the little cowboys have hats. The meeples have hats. Look, Drako. That's something that Drako would really be interested in. Yeah, cool meeples. Okay, I think I know one of my friends talked about this, and I think they said that, let's see what it says here. This is like a new solo mode, yeah. and there was some new kind of cow, like the cemental breed cow, and some new buildings. So I mean, I guess this is something you would get if you really love the game and you want to like get everything out of it. If you don't own the game, I can really recommend you to check, pick this one up because it's a great game. But I don't know if you have the first edition. I don't know if you're gonna get the second one. It's always tricky when it comes to board games. Like, oh, second edition, how much of a change is it? Is it worth getting? Expansion for Paris. I still haven't played Paris. Mats, my friend here on the channel as well, he made a solo playthrough of Paris that is on the channel, so you can go check out if you're curious about Paris the game. This is an expansion here, and I know that Mats was really excited for this one. I think the game looks fun. I need to play it at some point, but again, we had like this year I've probably been to like, I don't know, 5, 10. It's like something like that game nights in the whole year. Usually it's like once or twice a week, but as soon as someone is a little bit like have a little bit of a sniffle or cold, we don't meet up. We're really careful like that. So we don't really have that many game nights as we used to do. June here is interesting. This is from Ignacy Trzewiczek, Portal Games. Really like those. And this is the basically detective game, but it's in the June sort of theme instead, the June setting. Now, I haven't played Detective, but again, I have friends who played it a bunch and really enjoy it, and I think I would enjoy it if I ever got to playing it. It's like a solve a mystery, you cooperative, you work together. This one is in the Dune world instead. I don't know Dune that well. I know a lot of people really like Dune. There's like a big fan base for that theme, and there's a movie coming, right? I think was already out, but I don't think it's on any streaming service yet. When it gets to a streaming service, I will definitely look at watch the movie Dune, the new one. I think it got good reviews from what I heard. I think so. Yeah, so this is interesting here. This is something I will probably be able to play solo as well. Still a lot of solo gaming, of course, going on. All right, let's see. What's the next one here that I was Soul's getting a Soul version, Queen's Garden. So this is hexagons. I don't know how many Souls do we need? I mean, I like a Soul. I think I played all of them so far and I enjoy them. The second one is still my favorite, stained glass. And I don't know. I mean, I guess it's pretty much the same thing, right? You're placing these out, you're scoring points in different ways, but you have these hexagons that you sort of build. It's like 2 layers. So you build the board as you're playing, and then you place your tokens on it as well in order to score. It looks really nice, a Soul always look nice. So, if you like a Soul, and I mean, this is one of those good games where you can play with mostly anyone. I don't know how complex this is, if this is like taking a step up in complexity. But I mean, the first Soul and the other Soul, they aren't that complex, and you can teach it to basically anyone and get people playing. So it's a good one in that sense. Okay. Let's see if looks like my stream is going. Okay, let's keep moving on here. And let's not do that. I'm such a noob. Like I never streamed before, right? Once you're away from it a bit, then I just forget where to click and do what to do. We have a bunch of... okay, here we have one that's really, really interesting for me. This is one I would have really gone for right away. The Siege of Rohandar. So this is Rainer Knizia making a cooperative sort of tower defense style game where it's really cool. You're using the box. From what I've seen here, you can see the picture here. You're using the box as a piece that you actually have in the game. So you're just lifting the lid off, and then you can, you have your pieces and everything. It's like the game board is the actual box, which is always cool. I like when they do that. So you're like defending this. You're like dwarves defending your little castle here, and you're trying to escape down into the mountain, into the mines, to get away from all the orcs and goblins showing up. I don't know. It sounds really cool, and you have to be like in different rooms here to pick up different resources and use those resources to construct new weapons or tools. And that's the cool thing, is that what you're doing is you're sort of changing up your deck. So you deck building, and as you get better and better cards, you can do more and more actions and try to survive here. And I think it's like basically a timer. Like it's just gonna come more and more of these nasty enemies, and then you need to get out of there before time runs out. Basically, you need to defend yourself. You can fight them off as well. So and it's cool. I mean, I like cooperative games, and I'm curious. This one is one I would like to play with my gaming group. We usually have very fun when we play those cooperative games and try to together solve something or survive against the game. So yeah, Siege of Rohandar. Really look forward to this one. This is one I will definitely seek out back home here. Furnace has gotten a lot of buzz, and it's like at first look, this does not look like something for me, because it's like, 19th century industrial revolution. That's not a theme that I'm that excited about. But this game is a smaller, like, weight 2.21. It's 30 to 60 minutes, and it looks amazing. We take a look at some pictures here. It looks really good, the artwork here. So, and it's just like a small style card game. You have some tokens, and so it's not one of those like dry, I think, boring, like long Euros that are about the Industrial Revolution. So it says auction bidding, card drafting. I really like these kind of smaller style auction games. And 2 to 4 players, best with 3. Yeah, so this is interesting. And I heard so much good about this from friends and so on that have, I don't know if someone tried it or they just checked it out. Stroganoff is another cool game here. Andres Stedding made this one from Game Brewer, and this is my friend Mats again on the channel. He has backed this on Kickstarter, so I think he is getting his copy here very soon as well. And I don't know much about the game. I know you're basically like hunting and like fur. See what we can see here from. You're like a, it's like you're hunting and it's like Euro game obviously, but it looks so good. Nice components, and of course Mats will have those Kickstarter deluxe super duper components. So that's gonna be cool. Look forward to playing it with him when he gets this here. So it says action points, area movement, point-to-point movement, set collection. Again, kind of different theme, like Russia, and it's a bit of a, again, I like those like different themes. Like they made Gugong, obviously, Game Brewer. I think Gugong is one of my theme-wise and like component, how it looks, is one of my favorite games from the last years as well. I mean, the gameplay is fun as well, but I really like how it looks. Castle Party, Dreadful Circus. Here's another one that looks really cool, Gutenberg. And this one had me hooked just by a few things. First of all, I mean, the theme is cool, like the, how to, make, what's it called in English? Make books, make bookmaking art, bookmaking technology, science, I don't know, discovery. This is so cool. You have like these little gears. I'm not sure if they are in plastic gears or if it's like cardboard. Hard to tell. I think it's cardboard, but it looks so cool. And it's like, so basically on your player board, as you're getting resources or doing actions, you will turn these, and that will interlock and turn other ones. Just looks so nice. This is something I would like to have in more games, I guess. I really like it when, like a Praga Cup of Regni, again, in that game you have these like 2 wheels that you're turning. They don't interlock with each other, but that's like I have 6 stone, then I'm turning it to 6 and so on, instead of having little stone tokens. And this one here with the interlocking looks really cool. The game itself also looks interesting. You have little chest pieces, and something I do like in games as well. And again, the theme is cool. Again, a little bit different theme. I don't think I ever seen a game about this before. And like auction bidding, card drafting, simultaneous action selection. That's something I like as well. You have a little screen and you're selecting something, then you're revealing. I think here you're basically like bidding on what action you want to do, and whoever bids the most gets to do that action in that round, which is also cool. And it also has a solo mode here as well, which is interesting. So Gutenberg, something I will definitely try to pick up there as well afterwards. I mean, if I was down there at Essen Spiel right now, that's something I would go for tomorrow morning. And let's show more. Vienna Connection looks cool as well. Again, Portal Games, Ignacy Trzewiczek, like CIA agents and Cold War. And Port Royal, the big box. I really like Port Royal, like push your luck game from Alexander Pfister. And I have 2 expansions, I think. I think this is everything and some promos and so on in a big box. So that's something I can recommend if you don't have Port Royal and you want to pick it up here from the start, so to speak. Then you can get this one here. So many games. So like I've been sitting here reading for like hours about different games, and I just tried to pick up like in my mind pick out a few of them that I will talk about here tonight, so I don't do like a 3-hour stream. I don't think anyone would enjoy this. Galaxy Trucker, new edition, and this is something I would like to pick up because I don't own Galaxy Trucker. I played it a lot on the digital version. I never played it in real life. I have a friend who has it, but I never played it in real life. But I would like to. I think it will be way more chaotic in a sense than, I mean, the digital version keeps track, so you can't place the tiles in the wrong place. So new edition. That's something I am interested in. And Glass Road gets a new 3rd edition as well. I like Glass Road, even though my brain doesn't really like it because it's fairly complex with that wheel, and you're turning it and you're getting glass and. Wow. Hey, Bjorn. Are you down in Germany, Bjorn, or are you staying at home? Then... Oh, Furnace again? That's weird. Oh, English edition, maybe. Let's see. Here we have another one I want to talk about. Clash of Cultures, Monumental edition. So I played Clash of Cultures, but I only played it on 2. It was the old, like, base game, the old version. And I thought it was cool. It's like a civilization game. Classic, like explore, fight each other, develop technology. This game is really focused on the tech tree of as a civilization game, which I did enjoy. I like that part. You really like as you're starting out, I think you're starting out exactly the same, but as you keep going, you become very different, very asymmetrical between the players, because I might be focusing on something that you're not focusing on. Also, really cool thing here, it has little plastic pieces, so when you build your cities, you have your little city, but then you connect different parts to it as you build more and more buildings, and you build like wonders and so on. The plastic in the old version was, basically like a Risk, really bad plastic from the 80s, it looked like. But this one looks nice. I mean, these plastic pieces look nice, and I like the artwork and everything here as well. There's also wonders, like these, you have the pyramids or whatever, then you're clicking the little pyramid, not clicking, but you're putting it into your actual city. I like those physical elements in board games. I mean, that's why we play board games, right? Because, here we go. There's a little Colosseum in that guy's city there. And I remember it being a good combat system as well. It's been a while since I played. I only played it on 2. The only problem with these kind of games, of course, is the length. So this is, fairly heavy, 3.4. And then you also have 180 to 240 minutes play time. And, wow. This is like a, full... Basically, this is one of those games I like to meet up with some people. We sit down and play, and we might take a break and go eat something. But great experience if you get to it. I don't know how many times in my life I will have the chance to play these kind of games again. My gaming group that I play with regularly, we never basically play these kind of games. And yeah, sadly, it would be nice. So Clash of Cultures Monumental Edition. It's a expensive game, but it's out there tomorrow. You pick it up at Essen Spiel if you're there. Okay, King Domino Origins. This got me intrigued here because I like King Domino. I mean, it's a very simple game, King Domino, but I enjoyed it, and I played it with some family, and then Queen Domino. Of course, Queen Domino has a little orange dragon in it, so Drako really liked that one. I don't think, I'm not sure. I'm not gonna say 100%, but I don't think it's Drako that was the role model for that dragon. But anyway, so Origins here, from what I understand, is like in next game. It's not like you can't combine, like you could combine the tiles, I think, from Queen Domino with the King Domino, but this one is like a brand new one. with different style of scoring and so on. So basically what you're doing is you're building up your little kingdom. And as you can see here, you're putting on like its origin. So it's like, I don't know, prehistoric or whatever. So you have like these little animals tokens that you put on, like mammoths and whatnot, on the tiles. And it looks like you can have some fire, and yeah. This one I really want to play. This is really... I like 15 minutes playtime. Yeah, I don't know, I like this kind of games. Just quick and easy, and you can have fun for a little while, and then you can move on and play something else, like play something bigger or whatever that game like. So King Domino there. And Tecano gets an expansion. I haven't played Tecano yet. I really want to. It's one of those games on my I want to play list. It looks amazing. And it's getting an expansion here. Expansion for Pipeline. I wasn't that interested in Pipeline. I think that one came out 2019 when I was at Spiel. I saw a lot of people playing Pipeline. Gets an expansion now. Neo Wheel here. Phil Walker Harding game. It's like a city building game. Looks pretty interesting. I am going to go here. We have something interesting here. Bad Company. So this is from Aporta Games. They made some really good games before here. And this one here, I don't know much about it. Just you have here, you're basically running a gang and have like gangsters out here on the board. I like this artwork. Like this artwork is interesting because it's like, it looks a bit like childish or like a kids game or whatever, but look at this. But I mean, the gameplay I think will be really solid. And it's oh wow, can't think of the name now. What's it called? The car building game that I really like that looks a little bit like this. It's called Automania. There we go. Yeah, so they made Automania and Trails of Tecano, Santa Maria, Avenue, bunch of good games. In Automania, you had the same style of artwork, right? And it looks like, I think a lot of people missed Automania because of that. They think, oh, this is like a lightweight kids game, but it's actually really good midweight Euro where you're building cars and like car factories and selling them off. And yeah, so Bad Company, I will definitely try to get hold of here later on as well. All right, next up here is 10. So this looks really cool. Small card game where you're like, again, 15 to 30 minutes, very low weight, but it looks fun. Like you're placing out like cards in sequel, and you're trying to like get straight basically before anyone else, like a long straight. It just looks fun. It's like a push your luck game as well. That's something I enjoy, especially these small push your luck card games. That's something I do enjoy. So this one I will try to get hold of as well. It's not that expensive. It's a small one. And let's keep going. There's a few more. There's like 2 more that I wanted to mention. Let's see if we can find them. Okay, here's one. So Csar sees Rome in 20 minutes. I really liked Blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg from Paolo Mori came out, I think, 2 years ago. And it's amazing how much game that is in like really 20 minutes, because it actually is 20 minutes. It's like World War II in 20 minutes in Blitzkrieg. This is Csar, which is sees Rome in 20 minutes. And I like this idea of these like small 2-player games in 20-minute playing time, but you get a lot of play in that time. This one looks to be similar, like you have your tokens behind your screen, and you're like in Blitzkrieg you're placing them one by one. You're just like a tug of war really. In this one it looks more like area control. You're placing them out on a map here on the board. But this is something I really want to try out. It says 1 to 2 as well. I guess you can play solo. I wonder if you could play solo in Blitzkrieg. Never. You can. It says 1 to 2 on Blitzkrieg. Never tried that. Maybe I should. Huh. Interesting. All right. And let's see if we can find the last one here that I did want to talk about. Expansion for Teotihuacan as well. Another one. Teotihuacan is too heavy for my mind. I enjoy it, I like it, but I don't want to play it too often. And Picture Perfect is something cool though. I need to mention this. I didn't plan to, but I have to mention this. This is some really weird game. So this is from what I understand, look at this. So you have these little standees and you're setting up like a room, and then from what I understand, like I might get a piece of information saying like this guy should be on this side of the table, he should be looking this way, he should be doing that, and so then I place it in this little 3D thing, and you have information to say something about someone else, and then we're trying to get like a picture perfect picture by placing them in the right way and scoring points. It looks really weird, but like it's not like something I ever played. Really strange game in that sense, but cool as well. I don't know. What does it say here? It says deduction, negotiation, puzzle. Yeah. So it's like a puzzle here to figure out how to place these. Really, I like these kind of games that are not just like, innovative. Like it's not just like any other game, right? All right, let's keep going here. And it seems to be expansion for Trace of Tucana. I do have to mention that. That's cool. I like Trace of Tucana. Played it this summer actually, with my family. But it gets a bit samey, so an expansion, that's cool. Expansion for Park. There's a lot of good expansions, I think, out there. It usually is at Essen Spiel, but Chronicles of Crime 2400, that would be cool as well. Like a future Chronicles of Crime. I played the first one that is in present time, and then I played the 1400. Enjoyed both of those. So a future one here, 2400. That sounds really cool. That's something I would go for. Goetia, I should mention as well. This is from Christian Karlberg, which I do know. He lives in the city next to me, and he made this like Euro style worker placement game that has really good game mechanics, but it's about summoning demons, which is something I wasn't that excited about. But I did make a preview video for him as well on the channel, or like a how to play. Actually, I did when he had his Kickstarter up. So he's over there with a boot. So go check him out. It's gonna make him happy. Whirling Witchcraft is another game by a Swede as well, Erik Andersson Sundén, which I also met. Nice guy here who made a game that AEG, Eltrek Entertainment Group, picked up and published now, and it's got a lot of buzz and it looks really cool as well. I never got to play it. I was at a convention like 2 years ago and he had a prototype there, but I never got around to playing. It was, as usual, so much to look at and do and talk to people and all that. All right, see here, keep scrolling. And expansion for Project L, that's cool as well. I did like Project L. Railroad Inc. Challenge, so many cool, interesting expansions here. Expansion for Battle of 5 Armies, I know a lot of people like that. Never got to play it myself. And here we go. Here's the one I was going to talk about as well here, Dive. This is a game, I have a prototype at home. This is one of those, bad conscience games because I never got around to filming a playthrough of it. Got it like a few months ago, but it's on at Essen Spiel now. It looks so good. I love these like watery style components, everything. This is something I think you should check out. It's basically like a lot of like hidden information behind these screens, and this map of this centerpiece is really cool as well, where you like layers of things you're looking at, and then you're like diving basically down there. Yeah, I think you should check this one out. I have my copy at home. I should be playing it, but again, there's so many games and so much other things to do. So this is action points. You program your movement, push your luck, and your race. And I really like the simultaneous action selection part here as well. All right, so that's the games I was planning to talk about from this list. If you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section. If you are down at Essen Spiel, you're probably not watching this because you're probably playing games at the hotel right now. But if you're there and you're watching this afterwards or whatever, then let me know in the comment section. What games did you pick up? Did you have a good time there? I hope you have that. I will wish everyone a happy Spiel. I hope you will have a great time down there. It's going to be great next year. I hope to be there next year and just have a blast. Be there, the full thing, 6 days, basically, whatever it is, 5 days. So yeah, look forward to that. Excavation Earth, that's an interesting one as well. Mandala Stones, I did play this one. Looks great as well. Let's zoom in a little bit on this. This is from Board and Dice, and I'll just show you some picture here. This is like an abstract two-player game, but look at these stones. They're so cool. Such a nice component in this one. So gameplay was fun as well. Really smart gameplay. Reminds me a little bit of a Soul as well. Alright, anyway, I am going to end the stream. I hope you had a good time watching. I sure have a good time talking and reading and thinking about all these games. Hope to get some of them, you know, fairly soon here. And hopefully by the end of the year I can cover some of them on the channel as well. So, thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening or morning or whenever you're watching. Take care. Bye-bye.